Alrighty, so the news is here, and I'm honestly pretty excited about this patch because not only was I a big fan of Tier before this patch dropped, but if you've been keeping up with anything on JP, this guy looks insane. So I'm definitely interested to try him out a little bit, see if he's worth the hype and all. But I mean, I'm seeing it from a lot of different people, so he's got to be pretty good. So either way, it is a 2-hour maintenance. Obviously, he's the banner for this week. If you're new to the channel or anything, feel free to subscribe. Be cool if you stuck around. We're almost at 15K. That'd be awesome if we could hit that kind of soon. But, obviously, no rush. Do whatever you want to do. We do have Tyr, who is actually pretty cool. I really like his design and everything that they went for with the Ragnarok stuff. He is the god of war from the Norse mythology, which is pretty cool. They have it in his title. He's got a single target pierce and an AoE weak point skill, and he deals a lot with, I think it's crit resistance, maybe? It's either crit resistance or crit defense. I can't remember which one it is, but he's pretty hard to kill, and then he does more damage depending on depending on how much HP he's missing. So like the lower his HP is, the more damage he deals, which is kind of a cool concept. I'm hoping that he's tanky enough to go second and still work, because I really hate how the game is so CC driven and you always want to go first or you're basically going to lose. That really sucks. So anyway, we do have a new card set. I did not know what this did on the JP patch notes because I didn't see anybody translate it. I didn't really look too hard though. But it is increases giant race allies damage dealt by N% and increases their defense related stats by X% if they are debuffed. So obviously it's kind of designed for Scotty, I would guess, but damage dealt increased by up to 10% and increases their defense related stats by up to 5%. That's actually pretty good overall. It's only a 3-card set. Obviously, these cards aren't going to have the most stats because they're rare in SR, which isn't too crazy, but it is what it is. That could be kind of helpful for some of the PvE stuff. Every once in a while, the giant team is like super good for certain things. Namely, the new final boss was actually pretty easy if you could do like a full giant team or like partial giant team, which was kind of fun. There are 2 new relics in this one, which are pretty hype, I would say. These are actually 2 relics that people have been kind of looking forward to. They kind of leaked the image for this Light Liz Holy Relic several months ago at this point. It's been in the game for a while, but they just haven't released it yet. And then we're also getting Freyr, which a lot of people have been super interested in. I've seen a little bit of people disappointed about the Freyr one because he's not getting the sort of like partial goddess race thing that Freya got in hers. But I don't know. It seems like the Nidhogg stuff has not only went not necessarily full goddesses anymore. Like there's a lot of like just variation sort of teams that people are using as well. But I don't know. I think his Holy Relic is pretty nice, and plus it works on the back. So if you don't know, Light Liz's Holy Relic increases the hero's damage dealt by 10% and decreases damage taken by 5% for each applicable ally on the battlefield, which are Goddess and 7 Deadly Sins units. And then removes infect from allies before the recovery from the hero's unique ability activates. So, obviously, that was kind of a big thing. I think it takes 6 cards for her to be able to proc her passive where she gets a stat boost and she heals the whole team. And now you won't have to worry about being infected or anything because it just immediately cleanses that off, which is pretty interesting that they wanted to do it like that. But that's up to 30% increase on damage dealt. So after you get your passive proc, she should be dealing some crazy damage. I'm not 100% sure on that. I've seen Davo showcase the Holy Relic already, and it didn't look super impressive. But I'm still kind of interested. I'm definitely building the Freyr one first, and I only have enough mats at the moment for one of these relics, so I'll try to build this one whenever I can. Yeah, they look pretty okay. Freyr's increases applicable allies, which are Ragnarok and Unknown Race, basic stats by 5%, and damage dealt with single target attacks by 5% for each applicable ally on the battlefield. So, it works in every game mode. It works on the back slot. I think this is a pretty decent overall relic. Obviously, it's not anything like super groundbreaking, but those additional stats are definitely going to help. I think one of the big things with like a lot of the Demonic Beast teams and everything is that you're kind of looking for units that sort of just buff each other little by little, so that way it all kind of adds up over, the course of the match, and you end up getting a lot of just extra stats and stuff in general. So this should obviously help sort of contribute to that. More increased damage for single targets is great. 15% base basic stats, or technically, I guess, up to 20% basic stats in like the game modes where you have 4 people on the field is pretty decent overall. I would say 20% basic stats is actually pretty nice. So They are also opening up the Memory of Nether in the World Tree. I know a lot of people have been kind of curious about this one. Unfortunately, it really feels like a huge slap in the face if you're unaware of how this works. You'll basically just have to go through each of the stages. You do get a free gem for each one that you complete, but the exchange shop had people kind of sort of excited, but then the quantities on this thing are ridiculous. The prices also, I don't think they have them listed here, and I don't know what they are exactly off the top of my head, but the prices on these things are pretty expensive, and you barely get anything out of it. So here's the exchange shop. You can buy the stones from each of the demonic beasts, which is good, but you can only buy these once a week pretty much. You get 2 stones per week at the max for each of these, which is not great. That's very low. And then you can buy 1 LR coin, or they're technically called legendary seals. Everybody just calls them LR coins, though. But yeah, you can only buy 1 of these a week, which is just abysmal. Like, why? Like, it's almost like, why even bother? But I mean, I have seen surprisingly a decent amount of posts on the subreddit where people are like, oh man, I'm at 99, like I'm only 1 coin away. And like, those are the only scenarios where I could imagine it being like, oh, like this exchange shop is actually going to come in clutch. But in all realistic, expectations, you would want to get way more than this. So, I mean, I guess that just concretes or cements the fact that they're really wanting you to play Heroes Arena and then get extras out of the Labyrinth, of course. But I don't know. This just feels like kind of a slap in the face. I'll take it. It's better than nothing. But man, pump these numbers up, please. We are getting new costumes this patch because Tristan actually got delayed. I don't know why they delayed his costumes, and I don't think they said anything about it on the global version. I remember looking through the patch notes, and I don't remember seeing anything. But on the JP patch notes, they were like, hey, Tristan's costumes are coming out in 3 weeks. They did also delay, or they extended his patch or his banner on the JP version as well. So they should be doing the same thing on global. So if you haven't pulled him, which I don't know that I would necessarily recommend it too much. I do think that at the end of the day, he will end up becoming best in slot for the backline on the Goddess team. I really do believe that. But he's just a weird character. I don't know. They made him unknown, which I guess I kind of understand. But at the same time, you make him unknown. He buffs demons and he buffs goddesses, but he doesn't contribute to his own passive, which is very odd. Like, he doesn't get anything from his own passive, which is really just bizarre. Davo posted a picture on Twitter today where he had 68,000 CC, or a little bit above 68,000 CC with all of his cosmetics, like maxed out 6/6, everything good to go. So he's actually got pretty good CC, and I think he's still missing the cosmetic. I want to say it's an outfit, if I'm not... Nah, it can't be an outfit because he has an SR, or he has a SSR and a UR base outfit. I think it might be weapons. I'm not 100% sure on that. But he's definitely missing... he doesn't have 5 in all categories. But we also have Tears cosmetics. I'm not a huge fan of these cosmetics. Obviously, this one is probably the one I'll see most people using. Hate the hairstyle on this one, to be honest, but I do like the armor. And the axe is a little bit over the top, but it's still kind of cool. So it is what it is. I do think Tristan's outfits are really, they're really cute, which I think it kind of fits him as a character, of course. Like this little raincoat one, people are dying over this one on Twitter, so that one's kind of funny. There are some new bundles, of course. You can buy tickets for the new banner. A couple of regular bundles here, which don't look like they're anything too crazy. Depending on the price, they could actually be okay. You also have one of these selection bundles, which that's a lot of cosmetic materials, actually. Depending on the price of this, and if you need that many, you could potentially get some good use out of this. There also were, I don't take this with a grain of salt, of course, but there were some leaks over the past week saying that you're going to be needing cosmetic upgrade materials to upgrade relics at some point. I don't know if they're going to change that at all, or if that's how they're wanting to do it, and who knows when that's even going to come out. But I don't know. I guess it could be useful in that scenario, but I don't think that's going to be anytime soon, or if it is, I don't know how it's going to work exactly yet. So just, I don't know. Don't take that out of context, I guess. They are adjusting Nidhoggr, which is interesting. I normally try to do my demonic beasts on Monday whenever the reset happens. I'm definitely going to wait until the patch comes out on Tuesday to try and run the boss this week, so that way I can see how much easier it will be. So they're basically just making it to where the gauges or the immortality gauge that he has on floor 1 phase 3 and then floor 3 phase 1 aren't as hard, like that you don't require nearly as much to sort of lower the gauge, which is really nice. And it also, on the floor 1 phase 3, you don't have to use Pierce cards to do crazy increased reduction. I've seen one level 3 Princess Elizabeth card, the attack card, will completely remove the entire gauge. It does 100% of the gauge, which is actually insane. So basically, you don't even need to worry about holding on to Pierce cards in floor 1 anymore. You can literally just pick a card you want to keep, get 3 copies of it, or get 4 copies of it technically, I guess, and then get a level 3 card, and then go into the final phase, and then I guess just nuke him to death. And then use 1 gold card and he'll basically be dead, which is really crazy. I don't know. We'll have to see how that goes. But they also made the Infect on floor 2, phase 2, to where it's a red buff now, or it's a red debuff, so you can actually cleanse it, and it will only last for 1 turn instead of 2, which is nice. Recommended friend function improvements. Recommended friend function or friends list will be moved to the search for friends screen. Up to 10 knights will be shown in the recommended screen. It used to only be 1 at the very bottom of your regular friends list, which was kind of weird. So this is actually kind of a nice change overall if you're just looking to try to like add more people so that way your friends list is full. There is a new check-in event going on for 7 days after this banner comes out. You're going to get some actually decent stuff here. You have 6 SSR pendants, which is honestly, I think more than they've released or given out for free in quite a long time. Like as far as like just general quantity goes, they're normally pretty stingy with SSR pendants, but yeah, that's really nice. That's at least 1 UR pendant, and then you get 20 SA coins and 30 of these like 6-star XP pots, which is actually really nice. I think this is honestly, as far as like materials go, without it being gems, like this is probably one of the better just like login events that they've sort of done, which is kind of nice. They are doing the Golden Gift Card event, which is just literally a rebranded Ragnarok version of the card flipping event that they normally do. So obviously nothing too crazy there. I think the rewards are pretty standard as far as it goes. You will get 2 of the cards from the new card set in there. There is an SSR ticket, which is nice, and a couple of pendants, which is cool. There's 4 pendants overall, and 150 anvils is not bad. SA coins, of course, is good, so that's cool. We do have the Croc Shell boss coming back, which is honestly one of the more annoying ones. If you don't have Kyo from the KOF collab, this guy becomes way more annoying, because if you don't know, the whole gimmick is that he basically puts on a shield, and then you need to apply X amount of ignites to the character or the enemy, like depending on which difficulty you're on, to be able to like get through the shield. I don't know, it's really annoying. I think they nerfed it last time to where you didn't need as many, so it's a little bit more manageable, but literally it's like it's almost designed around Kyo, who is a event collab exclusive character that not everyone has access to, which is really stupid. But there are of course other characters in the game that have ignites, so you can work around it. But this is probably going to be one that you're not going to end up trying to farm on like the highest difficulty, because of just sort of how it's designed, which can be definitely a little bit annoying, because the higher difficulty means you get it done in less days, and it's just, I don't know, it just, I don't like this event very much. You can only do it 5 times a day too, which is really dumb. I hate when they limit things, but I guess it is what it is. You do get a couple of gems from it, which is nice. SA coins, SSR pendants, which is cool. They are bringing back the Brunhild fan art costume that one, I can't remember exactly how long it's been. It's probably been like I don't want to say 2 years, maybe a year and a half, maybe. I don't know. It's been quite a while, but this is where you're going to get the last card for the card set. You're going to be able to get this UR outfit for Brunhild, which honestly is probably her best outfit in the game, to be honest. And then there's some other things in here. You can get 10 SA coins. Honestly, just tons of SA coins, which I'm glad about. I do need to get SA coins to work on my box a little bit, but UR pendant, 3 SSR pendants, a couple of demon mats and stuff like that. Pretty standard stuff as far as the rest of it goes. We do have 2 new battle events, and then the event dishes for the 4th anniversary are going to be expiring on the 10th, and then cooking event is available until the 3rd. So whenever the event goes live, or whenever this patch goes live, you won't be able to make the food anymore, but you'll still have the food in your inventory, I think. But then on the 10th, which is the next patch, next Monday, that is when the dishes will actually be removed from your inventory. So I guess if you need to use those, I know there's some of them that I just plan on not even using because I don't really mess around with them that much, but I guess if you need to, use those while you can. And then, we are having the Tristan banner extended until the 17th, which is 2 extra weeks, which is actually kind of nice, because it was really dumb that they would release a character without his cosmetics for whatever reason and then expect you to summon for him while he has really bad CC and everything. So I'll definitely buy his costumes, and I'll try to, test him out a little bit more, because I do like Tristan. I think he's a cool character, but kind of weird execution how they did it. But either way, that's pretty much it from me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you want to see me do live summons, I will be live tomorrow night whenever the patch goes live, and we'll, throw some gems at this man and hope to pull as many copies as possible, because he does have a Unity, which would be really, really nice to get some extra copies for. But he's, from my understanding, pretty insane. Even at 1/6, I'll try to test him out for you guys and see if it's actually worth pulling. And yeah, he should be a lot of fun. So that's it for me. Thanks for watching. Feel free to subscribe, all that good stuff. I will see you guys in the next one.